Okay, man. Now it should be good, right? Try now, Sturgeon. Yes. Should be good now. Should be good now. Yeah. Because it's headphones that I haven't used in a while. That's why my notebook didn't recognize or OBS didn't recognize them. Okay. Well, we do have a little snack, and I'm not really hungry per se, but I could use the energy of a few little bites. So we have some of our Sanda as sashimi, a little garlic, ginger, soy sauce. Come on. I ate a whole meal with chopsticks earlier. Why is it difficult now that I'm on camera? Whoa, that packs a punch. Yeah, we've got this to snack on. That's a solid ring. Okay, interesting. You lost a bird chain. Anyway. Oh, we've got no one watching. Great. Okay, now so we've gotten a few bites in. Hi there, fire fam or fam. What's up? Where the fuck do I even start? Or maybe here? Yeah. This is one big old mess. We need to undo before we go fishing again. This is a leader where it had a swan attached to it. And that'll be another thing of itself. Hmm. Well, got this whole mess. This is, by the way, what's left of a cable wind-on leader. All of this was spliced into some hollow core braid. Question is, do I still have any use for it? Would have been good the other day, but no, not really. And it's not complete trash, but I don't know. All right, let's get a trash can. I've got a couple extra now, so all right, all right, all right. All righty. Since we're cleaning up, let's start by getting a trash can going. Yeah, I don't know if this is a good idea, but we'll see. Didn't even let me read your message. Come on, man. Okay, okay. So, well, well, well. This is not supposed to be here. Hmm. There is quite a bit of stuff here. Wow, shit. Yes, I know. I know. That's my life. One big disaster. That's literally what we're working on. Okay, let's get these sort of. That's some ultra light stuff. Here we got the nice fluor that actually has a spot on the wall. Oh, that's where my harness is. No wonder I didn't find it. Hmm. That's for the brocat. Yo, Sturgeon. I'm at work, so I'm just letting the live play while I fix this light switch. Nice. What do you do for work, by the way? If you don't want to say, don't worry about it. Just, just the thought just crossed my mind. I don't know, we should just stop with the live. I don't know. The thing is, if I got the live going, it does get me like, I have to do something. But otherwise, I might not. Hmm. Okay, we need to get the charger noted on before. Okay, real quick, let me get my charger so the phone doesn't die. Else, oh, you. Okay, let's charge this freaking phone. Good. Problem is, I don't even really know where to start. I should sort the stuff you never use from the stuff you use pretty much constantly. You way more room to start organize. I know. I've kind of already done that, but yeah. One of the issues is also just to have stuff to put it in. Yeah, you need something to put it in. Make all the jokes you want, but seriously though. Actually, we can start at putting this thing back together, which is where I keep all my. I'm maintenance director for three memory care dementia facilities. Oh wow, that's pretty sweet. Oh, is this one empty? Looks like it. Yep. But yeah, these are all my small bait fish hooks. Stuff like this. You can't even see the hooks because it's so small. But yeah, this little window back here, and where those go. I need to get more of those hooks next time I find them somewhere. But anyway, different start. Another thing I need to do soon is sort my night crawlers out. The ones that the dead or soon to be dead ones from the lively ones. Did you see the carp I caught the other day? No, like 80 pounds on corn in like 2 minutes after casting out was search and fishing law. 80-pound carp, that is ridiculous. That could be a state record, because I mean the world record carp is just a little bit over. It's like 110 pounds or something like that. That's a world record. So, and that's European carp that in a lake where they've been like breeding and what's the name for like they've been feeding and bulking up those fish forever for them to even reach those sizes. And they don't really look like carp anymore. They look like bowling balls. So that's ridiculous. I mean, 60 pounds is something that happens. 60-pound carp, if they've been in an area long enough, you'll get some 60 pounders, but that's serious. Grab a box of plastic towel and start tossing stuff in there to thin out everything and then start. Yeah, I know. Hi there, Baylor, Helly. This what? But we're already moving forward. We actually are. Hard. 1,000 times I let you in my arms. You are. I know it doesn't look like it, but we are making progress. I'm kind of jealous of the people that only do one kind of fishing. Because if you always do the same thing, it's pretty easy to organize your stuff and keep it organized. But if you're like me, you do a million different things, then that's not quite as easily done. Wait a minute. I have like something that looks like a screw off of a reel, but I don't know where it comes from. It just – 'cause. 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 8 pound carp. Gonna find stuff you forgot you even had. True, true, true. Okay, 8 pound. Okay, I was thinking 80 pound carp. I was a little doubtful, I'm not gonna lie. I know it's possible, I know they get that big, but yeah. Like catching a wild Oregon 80 pound carp would be pretty sick. Also pretty unlikely. But again, it's possible. I do believe you have carp up to about 80 pounds there. I mean, we also have carp up to about that size, probably in our local rivers. Just even catching a 60 pounder is like wild. Doesn't happen a lot. But I'm sure there are a couple of 80 pounders there. But that would be like a life mission to catch one. And then if you made it your life mission, you'd probably have some kid who doesn't know what they're doing and catch it in front of your eyes at some point with a little Barbie rod or something. I actually don't even know how much my PB card weighed. I didn't measure it. I'm not 100% sure anymore because I don't really care about carb. I'm sorry. But yeah, probably like 30 a pound or something, maybe 35. Something in that ballpark, I'm guessing, would be my biggest carb. And I didn't know it was a carp lake that I would be fishing when I got till I got there. And I never, the entire time I was there, I couldn't get to a bait shop. So I had no proper gear or anything. I just got some Frolik, the dog food that I used as like boilies. And I got corn from the farmers. But yeah, law personally I personally on the shelves do reels on one line on one terminal tackle, one lights and other random fishing. Yeah, that's just so much, that is a way to do it, but I have like terminal tackle would be, that's most of my stuff probably. My rods, reels, and line, if at least if you don't count leaders, they're all stored away already. Like they're all taken care of, you know? But if you fish close to a dozen countries over 2 decades, or going on 2 decades, you just have a lot of crap. I used to have like 3 giant bags that I would take with me just on fishing gear every time I would go out, even. I'm not that bad anymore. I just take 1 or 2 bags. But yeah, at home it's still a big old mess. Who you are, it's who I love. Okay, this is catfish specific, this one here. So let's Maybe put it in here. Yeah. There's actually a pike line that I might. Yeah, no. I'm actually taking this. I'm gonna take this one. The arsenal. And there's a catfish specific crab. That I only need to go look at when I'm actually gonna do some catfishing again. I have a box to put just this saltwater fishing stuff exclusively in. Could you send me links to the coated cable and size crimps used on the shark leaders? I really like how solid they held up and also what pound those barrel swivels were also, if you remember. Be going for 7 gills again on Sunday. Well, the cable actually, hi Cyro. The cable actually, which one? The light one or the light cable is stuff that I bought at a random store in Brazil, and the heavy cable is stuff I ordered from Amazon that I coated myself. It wasn't coated cable at all when I got it. But yeah, and the crimps were American fishing wire, and some others were catch-all tackle crimps. And the aluminum crimps were just a cheap pack from Amazon, but those are only used as sacrificial anodes, not as a, not as a load-bearing part of the rig. There's a reason I spent hours building those rigs. Again, Sunday, but yeah, I'll see what I can do, but I don't really have links to the stuff. Way too specific. Yeah. Because I order my stuff, like for example when I order cable, I look for the material number. I want the IC316, or what's the actual material number? 1.4040445. I'll recognize it if I see it, but yeah. Like I go by size and the actual material grade of steel and whatnot it's made from. So I'm maybe a bit too particular, or I don't really necessarily go even to a fishing store to get my gear. Depends what it is, but yeah. Like the bite sections, they're all made out of IC316 mm, or A4 grade stainless steel, custom coated. I bought them uncoated because I couldn't find the ones I wanted coat with a coating, or the coating would be super thick, and then I coated them myself. I'm actually thinking of getting some cable that you can't get over here. Okay, this is a mess to sort out it with time. The mono was, I think so, yeah. That's here, yeah. It's like, dang, you coded cable yourself, damn, bro, you could have fooled me. Yep, like the byte section. Oh, let me get one, why not? This is coded. This cable, I bought it as bare cable, Sturgeon. This is one of those, those heavy byte leaders. I coded it. Same with the black. All cable that is coated with a black coating. All black coated cable is stuff I code myself as well. Only like the light stuff that I used on the rubbing section on some of the leaders. That was that was actually galvanized cable, believe it or not. Regular Home Depot stuff, galvanized, not even stainless. But because I use sacrificial anodes, it's not that bad with the rust. And one thing is galvanized is cheaper and it is actually harder to buy it. Like you get less sharks chewing through your cable if you go galvanized, but it does cause more corrosion, obviously. And honestly, the IC316 is also a bit tougher of a steel than your standard stainless steel. So yeah. But all byte sections are cable I code myself. None of the byte section were made from cable I bought. It's a shark hook actually. I've got bigger ones than that, but that's a good size to use for some proper sharks. And yeah, what else was I gonna say? I don't know. But yeah, every single byte section on all of those leaders, I did the coding myself. And I have experimented with how I code the cable to make it actually last, to make it as durable as possible and also thin, because if you have a thick cable or a thick coating, I mean, then the coating can get cut and kind of get stuck between the shark's teeth, making it keep chewing on it, because it'll be like it'll because it can't slide anymore if you have a thick coating, and that means the shark will keep on biting on the same part of the cable. While if it's a very thin coating, it tends to slide around more and not get as chewed on as much on the same exact piece. So it's gonna li so yeah, and also Albert also told me that he noticed a lot more sharks biting him off when he had a thicker coating, which is why I do my custom coatings, because the stuff you buy pre-coated is usually very heavy, has a very thick coating. There are some with a thin coating, but they're few and far between, and those coatings aren't as durable generally as the coating that I make myself. So yeah. It's not rocket science how I code those rigs, by the way, but there is some stuff you need to know to make it work. The mono pretty fixed. I was thinking 600. I mean, Momoy 600 is like twice as thick, but yeah, it is like 600 pound mono. I bought it in a fishing shop in the state of Sao Paulo in Brazil. Not the city, but the state Sao Paulo. I don't remember the name of the town bought it from, but yeah, I bought that bottle in a fishing store in Brazil, somewhere on the South Brazilian Atlantic coast. I don't know the brand, but it's pretty good stuff. It's not, it's a bit of a harder mono, which is a good thing, and it's even caught some crocodiles, so it is good stuff, but I couldn't tell you the brand, but it wasn't cheap stuff, right? But yeah, no rust on the hooks or leaders. I rinsed them off in the shower, then got. But yeah, that's the thing. That's galvanized cable for you, and galvanized does last longer. But anyway, folks, my knee is starting to hurt, and yeah, and I also need to talk to someone, so I'll end the live here, but I'll be back. Peace out, everyone. See you all soon. Bye bye.